seconds to go. They're 30 metres out. Bombers have got to go. Texas there. Gave the little handball to keep it rolling. No winner. They jump on it. Walker.
Welcome to Thursday Lines. I'm your host, Scoot, and welcome to Little Birdie TV. We are up and about. We're thinking about changing our name to the Money Team, TMT, or might just be Toprope's Lines, Thursdays Fill Up. Nick Tedeschi, I'll let you go first. You got the honours last week. Printer.
Got the honours. It was one of the great jobs of all time. Everything won. Everything won. It was just rolling about for last week. It was... we saw them well last week. So there's always the great fear, though, as you well know. That once you have a big weekend, then you're going to come rocketing back to earth. So most people will take this weekend pretty lightly. Not me. I think we doubled the amount of bets we've had this week. So we are pushing that. As buyers, regular long-term listeners will know, and followers, subscribers, we like to do our business at the start of the season, so it's been an absolute feel. I haven't got the numbers in front of me. We're up about 26%, I think, up 40-odd units. Like
yeah, just lazy, just absolutely, probably record year on target for one of your best. So all you need to do is just steer the boat into the harbour, and it should be happy days. We'll be booking trips over to Live Golf next year, like old Moneybags MG. Poor old Moneybags MG. He had a blinder last week himself, but he's playing second fiddle to you. Toprope, MG.
Oh, Scooty, yeah. Thought I was going to shoot the lights out myself, 4-1 and get put in the shade. Don't even get a mention on the run sheet. So, yeah, it's a high bar set by Toprope, but man who likes to bet the both codes, use the NRL. They were easy watches too. There was very few sweats in the NRL as well, and the AFL unfortunately copped one late in a total that went over. Otherwise, we would have also joined Toprope with a perfect 5-0. But yeah, very good week overall, both codes.
Outstanding. While you're on the back foot, MG, there's a bit of dirty laundry. AFL, not really happy with a couple of things. Toby Green, 1 match suspension. This is absolutely insane. Player goes back into the contest. At the final second, he goes to protect himself and cops 1 week suspension because he's Toby Green, I'd assume.
Toby tax.
If you don't protect yourself, you end up doing a Tom Stewart and you end up headbutting the player accidentally in the back, concussion, then you're on the floor. It doesn't make any sense to me, especially off the back of Charlie Cameron getting off. And then old Jesse Hogan's allowed to have a bit of a swing. He's been to Rumble Boxing in his spare time. He puts a little fairy tap across his opponent and he gets off. This AFL tribunal is a circus. Basket case, rabble, omni-shambles.
Belongs in the comedy festival that's going on down here at the moment. It's I'm not sure. Hogan didn't have one go. He had 2. Bitch slapped him twice. Protecting the head, the AFL say so, but you're allowed to have 2 swings at a bloke in the goal square when you're not even ball nowhere near it. He gets off, and the Toby tax got him for 1. So you can't pick it. I don't know. Toby's probably lucky to get 1 with the Toby tax actually, but I'm not sure where the game's heading, Scoot. They're just too many good players are missing weeks now, so they're I don't think they can wait till the end of the year to review this. They say they review things all the time. We'll just review it now and fix it. Like it's not rocket science here. It's you've got to have some feel for the game, and unfortunately, the people at the top clearly don't have it.
I've seen I'd say 7 to 8 media programs all sharing the same view as sort of myself with the Toby Green one. It's hard to fathom how everyone that observes the game comes up with A, and then AFL Tribunal comes up with B. It's flabbergasting. The good news in AFL is this new player, Harley Reid. He's absolutely a rocket. Nick Tedeschi probably hasn't heard of him, but there's a 45-second highlight package on Channel 7. I'm going to have to tweet it out. So head to Little Birdie TV and check out this 45-second highlight. So if you're not a believer, after 45 seconds of this action, you'll say, holy heck, that is some player, and he's going to be around for a massive, massive year career, and he is every bit that he was billed to be. And poor old North Melbourne, talk about copping it twice. I copped it to my Hawks, and then they just had to watch Harley Reid just tear them apart. Thoughts, MG?
Well, he must have had a lot taken out of him for the game because they're resting him this week, Scoot. He's meant to be heading your way. You would have been front and centre to see him live, but they said the Gold Coast is too loose a town apparently, so they're going to keep the powder dry and keep him home, and he'll freshen up for Essendon the week after. But yeah, no, he's it's good. It's West Coast have been down for a long time since they won their grand final in 2018. So a couple of really poor years, and now all of a sudden they've got something to believe in. Terrible performance by Freo. The same token, which we'll probably talk about later. But yeah, just good effort by West Coast, poor by Freo. But yeah, also the Kangaroos are just now they're the clear basket case of the competition, unfortunately.
I don't know whether it was 30 million or 100 million that James Brayshaw knocked back to relocate North Melbourne to the Gold Coast, but there'd be several people sort of questioning that logic and him not believing, I think it was Demetria at the time and the powers that be. They got all so close, but dug their heels in and thought that the Sydney thing didn't work for South Melbourne, and the other relocation of the Fitzroy Lions didn't work for the Brisbane Lions, and both have gone on to win premierships, which is terrific for them. And North Melbourne fans have got, another 10 years left of misery? It's really head-scratching stuff, and I just don't know where they're going to turn to now because they might have missed the boat. I tell you what the AFL are doing right is the Wednesday program in tonight's game. We've got Anzac Day tomorrow. I'm fizzing about that one. At TopSport, they got the NBA playoffs at the moment. They're in run, so they also bet in play. So if you're looking for a little bit of action, not on just AFL and NRL, make sure you check out TopSport's in play US Sports. It's a beauty, and also the NHL playoffs as well. So make sure you bet with TopSport. They are Australian owned and operated. And let's get into a couple of big markets here with the AFL Premiership prices. Let's have a quick look at that. We haven't spoken about that for a couple of weeks, but GWS Giants are $6 favourites. The Swans on the same quote, $6. Carlton $7, Cats $7. Melbourne Demons $8. An apology from last week, MG. You did have a bet on the over Cats 11.5, and you had them around 7 or 8. So you've been all over those guys in the futures market. But how do you see the AFL Premiership shaping out? You look at those prices. There's 7 teams within $11 or shorter. Bookies don't know. Do you know?
Yeah, no, I think I don't think there's too many seasons where we're probably half a dozen games in where we've got $6 a field. I think that hasn't happened in quite a long time. But yeah, I think it's been changing every kind of week. I think probably Carlton are still the ones that have surprised me. And I know that they're going well, and I actually like them this week against Geelong, so I'm probably a bit contradicting myself. But their next 5 weeks will really test them, Scoot. So they're probably the one I want to wait and see on. GWS have got some injuries and stuff, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with Sydney, how they're going. Collingwood are obviously there. A lot of people wanted to line up and ride them off in the first 3 weeks, but now they're all starting to jump back on the bandwagon. If they get over Essendon this week, then they got Carlton the week after. So if they go bang bang, then I think Collingwood will be favourites before too long, I think. But yeah, there's plenty of value in the AFL, and if you like a team and you find the winner, you're going to get good value for your dollar.
So maybe have a swing. All right, we'll skip across the Brownlow market, but the Coleman medal market is starting to take good shape here, and it's Charlie Kerner up the top there at $2.92. Interesting price from the boys at TopSport. Jesse Hogan at $4.30. Some real 2024 bookmaking prices there. Harry Mackay $8.50, and then you got $14. Ben King, Jeremy Cameron, Nick Larkey, Olsuva Larkey at $16.
He's not getting much supply down there. He's going to have to, I know he kicked a lot of goals last year and kicked very straight. He's probably going to have to continue that. Scoot, I'm still bullish on Cameron. I think at $14 for the Cats. I just don't think he's properly hit his straps yet. He's got a lot of home games coming up where he performs well. So if I was having one stab right now, $14 for Cameron, it's not a bad play. Yeah,
they're all of a sudden in red hot position, Geelong, to finish in the top 4, and looking at their draw, they could even sneak into the top 2, which is scary. Nick Tedeschi, you still with us? NRL Premiership prices: Panthers $3.30, Broncos $4.20, Storm $6.50, Roosters $11, Sharks $13, Seagulls $13. My New Zealand Warriors, apologies to anyone that barracks or supports or invested last week in New Zealand Warriors. Unreserved apology there. They were absolutely pitiful, and I'm going to have to go again to average my price up. So they're at $15 with TopSport now, and the Cowboys are $23, and the Raiders and Dolphins are $41, but they're a joke anyway. Nick Tedeschi, is there a hole in that market, or is there any sort of value there?
Sorry, I just blacked out with all that AFL talk. I wasn't sure what's going on there. But, just back Penrith. let's just get back in Penrith. But there is a lot of jostling for position for that second, third, fourth favourite. It's going to come down to who's sit in September around there. But Penrith are just doing everything right. Winning without Nathan Cleary, just going through the motions, and they had to get it done. Otherwise, last year, it is serious. Just back Penrith this year. I think they're further ahead this year than they were last year. Broncos, they're doing a very good job, but I'm not a believer in the Broncos this year. Storm, there's some talk Jerome Hughes might be on the way out this year. Lost a lot of money reportedly in a better investment. There's a rumour going round. Well, I don't think it's been denied. I don't think that's the issues there. It's the whether the Storm would lead down its bats, showing a bit of decency, perhaps letting go. So there's a concern about the Storm for the premiership in that front. Yeah, I don't think Cronulla are a bad price, to be honest. So they've got a very easy draw. They're going to finish top 4. Have they got the talent to win it all? Probably not. But it's only if you're good trading position to get out of it. So, because they're going to keep on rolling. Their regular season draw just gets getting easier. So, I'll be back in Penrith, a little bit on the Sharks, either way, I'll take it.
Outstanding. Anything Nick Tedeschi says, we need to listen and bet accordingly at the moment. MG, let's have a look at your tips package results from last week. As you said, you went 4-1, so bet 13.5 units plus 7.5, or 7.25 units, sorry, and 53% pot. So it puts you back into the positive for the season. So you're plus 0.25 of a unit, and just got your nose in front as the percentages look there. Toprope, this is all about you, brother. 6 and zip, 9.5 units bet, plus 17.55 last week, 90% pot. You're taking the missus out for a romantic, expensive dinner. You told her that you won half of what you did, and you're handling everything superbly. The season looks as pretty, plus 41.78 units at 26.86, and a little, I don't give her a little on-air applause much, but yeah, that's beautiful stuff. You'll be shouting the boys a trip to Cairns. There's a beautiful new sports bar up in Cairns. You've been to Cairns before. Don't talk about what happened at Cairns, but when are we going?
The way you push this sports, I get like, shut up and feel you've got a small slice of this. The way you're pushing this in every show, it was a great one. I just don't know how you're not. If you're listening and you haven't subscribed, what are you doing with yourself? It costs nothing. Barely cost anything. You win it back on a quarter of a bet. So, just get around it. Worth subscribing. It's full analysis. We usually try to score stuff in there as well. Testing out, so you try to score models. So, you get plenty of value for it, and certainly up and about. And there's very, very, very constant on probably 4 or 5 bets this week as well. So I've had it on this. So all long-term listeners know, big early season home underdog man. A few of those this week. So let's launch.
Outstanding. $33 a week for the greatest game of all, Nick Tedeschi's subscription. And then if you're more AFL focused, $25 for MG stuff. And both of the packs are pretty comprehensive. It's pretty easy to see after one read of the subscription why they are so good at what they do. The first game that we're going to have looking at the AFL is Richmond versus Melbourne. Nice little treat on a pretty lackluster Wednesday, or we'll call it Anzac Eve. Real beauty, this one. Richmond Tigers and the D's, $1.15 D's. Tigers $5.25. The line's 30.5, and the total is 163.5. Bit tied, the Tigers. MG, how do you see it?
Yeah, tied or cactus, one of the two. Scooty. Yeah, I like Melbourne here. It's not an away game, obviously at the MCG, so neutral venue. But 26 they posted at the start of the week, Scoot, and that was good enough for me. I had this at least 36. I had them 6 goals, so gone from 26 to 30. I think it'll only go one way. If you're back in Melbourne, you definitely want to get in as early as possible, and you'll get the best price Richmond late. I just think even though Grimes and Hopper back for Richmond, Pickett comes in for Melbourne. They lose Salem and Richmond lose Short, but they just when you match up the teams here, the team ratings, how they're going. Richmond are 1 and 5, both off the bye, but geez, Richmond lost the West Coast, so not sure you'd be wanting to support them too much. I think Melbourne are the play here. They've won 4 straight head-to-head against the Tigers. And the other play here, Scoot, I think they went a little high on the total. Posted 167.5. I reckon it was a good goal high. I think it should be around the 160 mark. Head-to-head, 11-4 the under between these two teams at night. And Melbourne at the MCG and 7 straight to the under. So 167, the market's gone down to 163. I think it'll continue to trickle down maybe to about, whether it gets 160 or not, but I think that's where it should be. So, yeah, pretty keen on Melbourne, the minus, and the under total here, Scoot, to start us off.
No Prestia, Bolter, Taranto, and Lynch. Looking at the Richmond lineups there is bloody scary stuff. All right, so chips in D's at the minus. Still some value there according to MG. And then Melbourne, it's a damning stat, that 7 to the under. So nice little trend, and you're just sitting there and milking that one. Cracking Thursday night match here. The money-making machine, Melbourne Storm, $1.19. South Sydney Rabbitohs, $4.75. 13.5 the line at Top Sport. 43.5 the total. Might have to call the RSPCA here, the Bunnies. It could be an absolute mauling here. The Pap didn't score last week, Toprope, but it's got to be chips in. I've got to say, chips in minus Storm. This will be a bloodbath.
You know what a Rabbitoh is, Stu?
Weak.
No, a Rabbitoh traditionally is someone who used to slaughter rabbits and then sell them on the streets.
Yeah, right.
Used to go around door to door. So anyway, that's what the Storm are this week. They're Rabbitohs. They're going to slaughter the Bunnies. Absolutely. It's going to be an absolute one-goer. This is put in, take out. He told us the Storm have won in Melbourne. South have won in Melbourne. The answer is never. They've never won in Melbourne in 18 appearances. There's how many games they've covered in their last 13, South? The answer is none. None in their last 13. They are, for a team that's that bad, they are the most overrated team in the market. The market was not fully adjusted to where it says about. This line should start with 2. The Souths are under conceding 32 points a game. That is obscenely, historically bad. They've got injuries. Totola, their most important forward, is now out. They hate the coach. The Storm just keep winning, and they've been winning close ones, and they just need that little kind of, that little breakout game, just the little, a little night out, blow out the top webs, all that kind of stuff. Well, that's what they're going to get this week. 24-14 spreading a team that's like the top 8. This is going to be 30 plus. I'm backing the minus. I'm backing the 30 plus. I'm backing the 40 plus. I'm having same game multis every which way. They can't stop down their left here. South, I'm looking at Will Warbridge. I'll be looking at Eli Katsoa. Patton, of course, and we'll be working same game multis left, right, and centre around those 3.
Outstanding. Has a bit of a Cronulla Sharks whiff about this one. Just chips in, Ric Flair. Just get the absolute chocolates. MG, that's a great way to spend a Thursday night.
Love the Storm tip, Scooty. It's automatic anyway. Got a separate fund for the Storm. Pays for the holidays at the end of the year.
Oh, that looks just absolute put in takeout. The Thursday night match is in the AFL has taken a bit of a hit. It's in Canberra, so it'll be nice and balmy there, but no Toby Green's a little bit of a dampener. $1.82, GWS, Brisbane Lions, $1.92. No line because it's almost picked there, and the total's 167.5. What is the angle here now that no Toby Green?
No, I like the Giants, Scoot. Going to stick
Still.
Yeah. I think, Green's obviously a loss. He's their most important player. I'm not disputing that. Getting Hogan back off the tribunal lessons it a bit. The angle I like here, GWS at home, play the ground well. They're 5-1. And, they were okay in patches against Carlton. I know they couldn't stop the roll on, and Carlton home crowd, got them going. But before that, they were undefeated. And just not sure where Brisbane are at. They were really poor at home. They've lost all 3 games at home. Scoot, the thing that really worries me is teams really struggle coming off the Gabba, but when there's wet as well, and it bucketed down during that game. Both teams here off a 5-day break, but it's going to hurt Brisbane more in their legs, having 5 days coming off that tough ground, and they played bad. And I'm not sure where Brisbane are at. They're 2-4 record. I don't think they're going that great, even though they've got a 5 winning game streak against the Giants. At Pickham here, I just think you can only play one team for me. I like the Giants. I think there'll be support for them. I know there's no Toby Green, but yeah, I just think 5-day break coming off the wet and playing ordinary, I'd rather be on the Giants at home. I just think they'll score too much for them, Scoot.
Well, I tell you I don't know where they're at, Brisbane Lions, but they need to go to this new sports bar up in Cairns and just pretend they're back in Vegas for a bit of team bonding. The Lions, they're pretty wayward, but I'm happy to go chips in G2S Giants. They are humming, and I think they'll be ready to sort of bounce back strongly. There could be one further dagger into the heart of Brad Arthur here if the Eels struggle at Manly on Friday night at 8 o'clock at 4 Pines Park. Odds courtesy of Top Sport, $1.29 Manly. Eels 369.5 here, 44.5. I want to back Tommy Turbo. Toprope, what's happening?
Brad Arthur needs no more daggers. It's over for Brad Arthur. Then they've reached a decision that they'll be moving on from him. So popular figure around the club. They're not going to embarrass the bloke, but he won't coach him next year. You can take that as read. So they'll be looking for other coaches. That was conceding 40 points and a half to a team that's missing probably their 5 best players. As in the second year of the season, in this second season of comp. Yeah, that's it for him. This one, I do give the Eels a chance next one against Man. I think the number is a little big here. Para aren't a great team, but Manly, they've come just 9 of the last 22 off conceding 30 plus. Para have a good record against the Eagles. So small bet the Eels, but jumping all over the over in this one. There are over angles coming out the backside. 10 of the last 13 have gone over. When this two, the last 5 have gone over. 5 or 6 night games have gone over. Manly 13 or 17 over, scoring 20 plus. The Eels last 8 over at night games. 23 and 10 the over as a dog. 25 and 10 off a loss. Bang, 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 bang. Chips in the overs. With your turbo try.
Ooh.
With your, I'll be backing. I'll be working around kind of sub to the right edge. Micah Sebo's back here. You can score for the Eels. And they've offered a value on Molly. Kawatsu is a powerhouse run. I think can absolutely score. But yeah, the turbo price this week for a try is just absurd. Bloke has 44 tries in the last 42 games. Total's 44 and a half. He scores every week nearly. How is he $1.95?
Three.
The bloke's there's a $1.50 shot. So great bet.
Tommy Turbo. Let's just get around that at Top Sport. Notice it's a 4-unit play, and that's as confident as Nick Tedeschi gets. So we'll be chips in Friday night for that one. So lots of points.
You had to wait 5 minutes for the try last week for Turbo. It's a tough watch.
I know. Very upsetting. The same game multi of Turbo and Alfio Pereira lobbed in 10 minutes. So that's always nice.
What's always nice is Friday night at Adelaide Oval with the Ferals there. $1.27 Port Adelaide Power, $3.55 St Kilda Saints, 20.5 the line, and 161.5 the total. Big ins here for Port Adelaide. Dixon and Boak in. Scary. I don't know how the Saints are going to do this the way they're going.
Yeah, it might be an experience, Scoot, because I'm off to live golf, and I think this might be on the agenda to go Friday night. So. Oh, jeez. Trying to dust this on this trip. I fair dinkum. Walking into football park after live golf might be an experience of a day, I tell you. St Kilda were terrible last week, Scoot, against the Bulldogs. That was probably one of the worst performances for the year. Insipid, losing by 60 points to the Bulldogs, who didn't know where they were at either in a neutral venue. Just really bad. I don't know how they can back up going to Port Adelaide now. They'll be, I imagine this crowd will be insane with most of them having the day at Lift Golf. They'll be full of juice. there could be any amount of streakers. Who knows what's going on here, Scooty? I hope little Birdie can pay any fines that may come our way. Port Adelaide got some record against St Kilda here. They've won 12 of their last 13, and I think they'll notch up win number 13. I think the market's probably about right. I think it'll only trend one way. So if you're keen on Port and your multis, or just keen on backing Port, I'd get him in earlier rather than later. And if you like St Kilda, I'd wait until probably the Friday night to get on if you're going to back them at their dead or plus. And as you said, Dixon and King in, so they both get their full forwards back. The worrying stat for me, Scoot, St Kilda, teams above them on the ladder lost 10 straight now. So they beat the weak and can't beat the teams that are better than them on the ladder. And there's no worse team than coming up against Port, who love beating the weak. They can't beat the top 4 sides, but they love beating the weak. So this could get ugly. But, yeah, I just can't come in at the price. I think the market's about right.
I'd say it's a Scooty's little mortal lock of the week in the AFL. Just take him at the heads up. I haven't done the stats for the last couple of weeks, but I think I'm absolutely airborne on those sort of $1.40, $1.30 chances. So just chuck them in your multi and so have it as a little gift from me. Enough of talking about that match because it's going to be a one-goer. Let's talk about Penrith Panthers and North Queensland Cowboys, up at Townsville, and it's a Penrith Panthers here, 129,360. The Cowboys, 9.5 here and 41.5. Here's one of your home ground big line dogs here, Mr. Tedeschi. Are you going to side with the North Queensland Cowboys?
Well, firstly, it's a bit disappointing this match isn't further north in Queensland, Cairns, but if you could give me some match, good.
You could fly down. You could fly down and then get back to the sports bar up there.
Well, you fly down, you're just watching the sports bar, wouldn't you? We're all over the Cowboys this one. We are all over the Cowboys. Best bet of the week. Cowboys plus 9.5. Do it back, who cares? All over the Cowboys. Every which way you can get them. I think I can win the match, but I'll be just 5 chipper, 5 trucker. Back them up, beep, 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 collect your cash at the plus 9.5. Home dogs round 1 to 8 with 4 or more cover 66%. I've said it. I can't know how many times I'm sick of saying it, but a few other little angles here. When you're off conceding 42 plus in rounds 1 to 8, those teams cover at 61%. So that's huge as well. Cowboys, 4 or 6 of a loss of 36 plus. Interstate teams off a win, rounds 1 to 8. Last week, covered 37%. Penrith, as good as they've been, have covered just 6 of 14 when a favourite, interstate favourite with 8 or more. 5 of 13 when they're interstate for win of 13 plus. This is just an absolute launch job on the Cowboys here. Chips in.
What's that movie, that poker movie with Teddy KGB, and he just throws the chips around? Rounders. That's the thing. I'm looking at your bloody subscription package here, and this is what you're doing. You're having 4 units here, you're having 5 units there. I just want you to start speaking Russian here. Splash the pot. North Queensland Cowboys, there it is, plus 9.5, chips in 5 unit play.
Pay that man his money.
Pay that man his money. I think 5 units. That's your max bet on the sheet.
Just unload. Max bet. Unload. Chips in.
Too simple. Let's have a look at Geelong versus Carlton. This is a big litmus test for both teams here. $1.78 the Cats, 198 the Blues. Line 2.5 here and 170.5. So money running slowly for the Cats. MG cracker. Saturday Arvo.
Yeah, match of the round. Yeah, another AFL's just nailed the fixturing this week. I know we're starting on a Wednesday night, but geez, they'll run close to breaking some kind of record for the crowds this week. I reckon the way the fixtures are lined up, and I think this is the pick of them. 6-0 Cats against 5-1 Carlton, and I'm not sure still how Carlton lost Adelaide by 2 points. So a kick or decision the other way, and they could be both 6-0 teams going in here. I'm against the market here, Scoot. Real keen on the Blues. It's kind of weird because I am a pot for them in the overall season. This is their big test, but I just think the loss of Stewart for Geelong's just going to be too much to cover for the rest of the defence when you got Mackay and Curnow at the other end. I just think it's been understated in the market. I'm surprised there's money for Geelong. They haven't been tested yet either. They've had a pretty reasonable draw, so be a good test for both sides. But yeah, I'm keen on Carlton here. There's +3 in the market out there, which surprises me, about 205 for the head-to-head. So really keen on Carlton. Two major stats here. They've won 7 straight at the MCG. So this is not a Geelong home. It's a Geelong home game, but they're at the MCG, so it's a neutral venue. Carlton have won 7 straight at the MCG, and for the total-wise, Geelong, the last 9 games at the G have all been over. So the Geelong struggle to defend the MCG because of the width of the ground compared to what their home ground is used to. So they have to change their structure. And without Stewart, I just think it'll be too hard. Carlton want it open and fast. They win it at the cold face. Their midfield's on fire. Walsh is back. His first 2 weeks have been extraordinary. Cripps played one of the games of the year last week. And I just think they'll dominate Geelong's midfield, enough supply into a Carlton offense without Stewart holding them up. I'm surprised Carlton are outsiders, and I'm going to be keen to back them come Saturday night for sure, Scoot.
Crikey, that's a sales pitch. You got Cats off the heavy deck. They got no Stewart. The stats will say that they leak at the MCG. You've got me. I'm all over the plus here and all over the total. That's nearly that's so enticing. Nick Tedeschi will nearly pull out the wallet and have a bit of a lash on the AFL. I would have thought. Here's
a prick. I'll have a little nibble.
Yeah.
Well, watch a second of it, but I'll have a nibble.
Carlton are big front runners too. I think they've got their tails fair and squarely up, and they'll see this as a bit of a moment of vulnerability for the Cats. I think Carlton's a great angle, MG, and I'm thrilled that you've found them here, and you've sold me for sure. Let's have a look at the last match that we're going to have a look at on Sunday Arvo, and that's Canberra Raiders hosting the Sharks. That was nothing. Cronulla now $1.45, $2.75 the Raiders, 7.5 the line here, 42.5. How are you going to play it, Toprope?
Well, guess what? Canberra, big early season underdog. We were on the Raiders, so almost the same confidence as the Cowboys, just a notch below. Canberra dominated. It's won 9 of the last 10. They've won the last 4 at Canberra Stadium. Blah blah blah. Home dog. We got all that. Only concern here is Jamal Foggy, their star halfback, is out. He's out for 3 months with a biceps tear. So their cover record hasn't really changed a lot with anything, but they're playing a lot of young kids in a spine. They've got Chevy Shield fullback in his 3rd game. They've got Ethan Strange playing his 8th game at 5'8", and that K Weeks has probably played 10 games, so we play halfback. So big concerns there with the spine. But having said that, we are dictated to that we must have this bet. And Sharks also lost Brady Trindle, got pulled over, failed a roadside.
Yeah, what is with
roadside
that?
Protest. So, the rumour is a big party on Sunday night, and a little bit of the old "How's your mother?" So, not good news. I wouldn't have thought for Brady Trindle. I wouldn't expect to see him back on the field anytime soon. The Sharks had a similar one of these games against the Tigers a few weeks ago, where kind of everything went wrong. And everything went right for the Tigers. I'm quite thinking similar kind of way. Numbers too big. Should be a close game. Take the plus 8.5.
Outstanding. And a little bit of action there on the plus. So it's been 9.5 into 7.5 already. So the trend is your friend. And I think this is the most confident. And I just love to see. We're talking about Port Adelaide being up and about, the Blues being up and about. Nick Tedeschi's just been up and about. If there's a more confident man in Australia, I don't know where he is. It's Nick Tedeschi. It's almost hubris.
Look out, world! Yeah, don't you know? I've been in this spot before, and I've seen how this hubris is usually punished. Come see me next Thursday, Dennis. I'll be in a fetal position.
Hopefully you're not caring. Hopefully it's another fill up for you and subscribers and everyone listening to the show. Hopefully there's enough free meat on the bone there. Thanks to Top Sport and Punting Form, who are our loyal sponsors. And I think that's got us set and got us a little bit wet for a massive Anzac Day weekend of action. It's going to be cracking. We've got Wednesday night footy. We've got Thursday, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. And hopefully you can just dominate the remote control and you barely need to speak to the missus all weekend. So absolute fill up for sports fans this weekend. And as I said, we've got the American sport. I think we've got the Nikita Zoo fighting. There's so much going on. And how good is it filming the show on a Wednesday? Give you guys more time to get set and get your action in for the weekend. That's a wrap from me. $33 a week for the GGOA for Nick Tedeschi stuff, and then $25 for MG's tips. Big thoughts and prayers with you, MG. You've got Live Golf into Warrnambool. I don't know how you do it. You are a machine, and I pray for the people that have to drink beside you, because you go at a fair clip. You're a little bit like Britannicus at the Bull. You just go out in front and you take a lot of running down. A little Pride of Jenny style drinker you are. So hopefully you're in one piece for the show next week. Yeah,
we've got, Liv will be good. We've got a bus trip over, Scoot, with 20 blokes there. So we'll test them out early for the 9 hours, and then we'll sort them out with a couple of days golf. We're going to rock up to Adelaide for the racing and maybe the Port Adelaide Friday night. Yeah, then we'll get back for the Bull, where we're going to have a few runners, Scoot. Looks like one of our ponies, we had a pony that won the hurdle last year. We've got one going for the same race this year, and you've got your pony going down. So happy to collect the trophies, and we'll celebrate hard at night if we get the wins.
Are you in our race or what race?
No, we'll be in the maiden hurdle on day one. So we like to get an early win on the board, scoot like last year, and just have plenty of chips for the back end of the week with Toprope's NRL.
You're not
have a little. I can have a little birdie trouble because I've got one in the hallway at Rabbitohs, so that will brief. So have a little trouble for the little birdie trouble for Thursday live.
It was 5-1. Now star 2's on.
Place only, maybe.
All right. Fingers crossed we found you a couple of winners, and it's a monster weekend of sport. We've got the Bull next week, and the show will keep rolling on. So good luck, happy punting, gamble responsibly, and hopefully it's a fill-up. See you next week.